Shalom, shalom, Israel, coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing, this is edifying. First off, giving all praise, all honor, all glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rachah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops, a great millstone, and all the teachers out there pushing this word in truth with truth and sincerity. May you be of the elect. Shalom to all the Akim and Akwath out there listening and learning. You Israelites, so-called Negroes, Hispanic, Native, and Seminole Indians, who are the true children of Israel, as well as you speckled bird, Israelite foreigners, the Israelites that look like, act like, and take on the customs of all these heathen nations. So to you, I say shalom, and may you be of the elect. This lesson is brought to you by the Spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi. Yahweh being the true name of our Father, the God of the Bible, the God of the Israelites, Bahashem meaning in the name, and Yahawashi being the only begotten Son of Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls by the name of JC. This is not a typical lesson that I do, but I see that it's been a topic. There's a lot of people that don't believe in regeneration, which is ironic because there's more people that believe in reincarnation over regeneration, right? Reincarnation would be like, someone who, you die as a man, you come back as a bird. Like, no. You die as man, you come back as man. You died as an animal, you come back as a fucking animal, man. Like, oh man, I still feel my primal instincts. I feel like I just want to just jump out the tree and fly. No, that's not going to happen. Anyway, subject matter, all right? Just like a lot of people don't believe that Yahawashi was King Solomon in the past, right? Well, in this particular video I'm going to do, this lesson, again, it's not my norm, right? But I figure I'd, through the Spirit, venture off, try something that I normally don't do. I try to just stick to, what the Spirit has given me, which is, warnings, exhortations, things of that nature. But this particular lesson is about Isaac and Yahawashi being one and the two, one and the same, right? And we're gonna get some understanding as to why, how Yahawashi is Isaac and Isaac is Yahawashi, right? So without any further ado, this lesson is Isaac and Yahawashi the same? Yes. Isaac, right? The situation with Isaac, the accounts. Genesis 22, I'm going to read 1 and 2, and then I'm going to read 9 through 12, right? Just to give you up to speed as to where we are. Genesis 22 and 1. And it came to pass after these things that the Most High did tempt Abraham and said unto him, Abraham, and he said, Behold, here I am. And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of. Right? Now, when you read through that, right, verse 3 and so on, you see Abraham went straight to it. There was no hesitation. There was no but. He went straight to it. Okay? I'm leading to a point here. Now, verse 9. It says, And they came to the place which the Most High had told him of. And Abraham built an altar there, and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood. So as you can see, Isaac did exactly what his father told him to do. Abraham was getting ready to lay out his only begotten son, right, whom he loved, but he was following the orders of Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi. Okay? It said, verse 9 again, and they came to the place which the Most High had told him of, and Abraham built an altar there, and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood. And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son. And the angel of Yahawashi called unto him out of heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here am I. And he said, Lay not thine hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest the Most High, seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, from me. You see that? Out of faith, Abraham was about to slay his only begotten son. And when the Most High saw that, he said, okay. I see you really true. Okay? And he gave him a lamb, all right, to sacrifice. But he was getting ready to do it. And mind you, Isaac was following his father's orders. He laid upon that altar. He did as his father told him to do. You see that? Now, go into it. Where else did this happen? Who else had their only begotten son to be sacrificed? Who else listened to his father and didn't try to do anything else? Right? Now, this is Yahawashi, John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, just like Isaac with Abraham, gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. If you believe in Yahawashi, you are good to go. You don't, you're condemned already. Right? But subject matter being of regeneration. Right? You see, are you seeing these comparisons? Okay, let's keep going. Romans 8:32. He that spared not his own son, right? Yahweh didn't spare him. He that spared not his own son, but believed him, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him also freely give us all things? Right? Point being, in that first segment, he didn't spare him. Right? In fact, it pleased him to bruise him. He had to pay for that sin when he was King Solomon, because he did no sin as Yahawashi. Everyone knows this. Right? If you just go by the plain Messiah, that's fine too. Still having some understanding, we're speaking about the same person, which is Yahawashi, not JC. Right? He is the anointed Hamashiach, right? But not the Christ, as people say. No, it's Mashiach, anointed. Or if you say the anointed, right? Hamashiach. Yahawashi Hamashiach. Right? But nonetheless, it says, Romans 8:32, it says, he that spared not his own son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him also freely give us all things? So we're not above our master. All right. So don't think that you're gonna get away with anything either. If he did that to his only begotten son, then who the fuck is you? All right. But that was the point in that initial step there. It said, he that spared not his own son, but delivered him up for us all. Who's the all? The Israelites. Who are they? Summarizing for today, understanding? The Negroes, the Hispanics, the Native and Seminole Indians. He died for the Israelites. But when he returns, he is only coming back for the elect of Israel. Those that came back to the statutes, laws, and commandments, the obedience of Yahweh Bahashim Yahawashi. He's not coming back for 2/3 of our people. They are going to be here to be destroyed. Right? Because they chose not righteousness. They chose the ways of this world. And Yahawashi knew that from the jump. He knows all of us. He knew us all before we knew, before he came into the world, right? Now, it says Yahawashi and Isaac both as lambs to be sacrificed, were they not? Okay, is not Yahawashi, is he not the Lamb of God? Did not Isaac get sent up to be sacrificed as like a lamb? And all said and done, when Abraham was getting ready to run him through, right? The angel of the Lord came and said, "No, no. In fact, there you go, right there. There's a lamb right there by the tree. There's your sacrifice." You see? Are you making the connection? Let's keep going. Isaiah 53. I'm gonna read 1-7. Who has believed our report? And to whom is the arm of Yahweh Bahashim Yahawashi revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant and as a root out of the dry ground. He has no form nor comeliness. And when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And I stress verse 3 heavily, because if you are walking in the ways of Yahweh Bahashim Yahawashi, you too will be acquainted with grief if you are in this walk. If you are not being chastised, the Lord ain't dealing with you. He's dealing with you as like a bastard. If you're not being chastised, if you're being chastised, that's a form of love. That's a form of correction. You only correct those you love. You only correct people that you care about. You don't care about them, you don't give a damn about them, you're not going to say a word to them. Okay? Again, verse 3. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem him stricken and smitten of the Most High and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. All we, like sheep, have gone astray. We have turned every one to his own way. And Yahweh, Bahashim Yahawashi, hath laid on him the iniquity of us all. Yahawashi got up on that cross and took it for us all. How dare you, fucking assholes in the world, turn your back on Yahawashi when he got up on that cross for you? He eliminated our sinful debt, and we were in outstanding debt. He took that for us. And here you niggas is back today, eating whatever the fuck abominable things you want to eat, turning your back, don't want to confess the names. You're giving out false names. You're giving out false information. You're leading the sheep astray. Okay? You're making merchandise off the word. You niggas has got the worst death coming to you, man. Verse 7. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before her shears is dumb, so he opened not his mouth. He took it, man. He took it. He took that death, man. You better brave up. Endure. Hebrews 11, read 17-19. By faith, Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Isaac. And he that had received the promises offered up his only begotten son, of whom it was said that in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Now, I stop there to say this. You want to see the genealogy of Yahawashi? Okay. Oh, what? The genealogy? I thought he was immaculate conception. Who the fuck told you that? Who told you that lie? Do you not read the scriptures? He was not of immaculate conception. Okay? If you want to understand something, you read. Blessed is he who readeth. Go to Matthew 1 on down so you can get some understanding, get some know, right? Get some know. Oh, okay, I know. I see. Yes, the genealogy of Yahawashi, starting at Matthew 1 and 1, work your way down. Okay? So you can get some understanding. Hebrews 11 and 18 again, of whom it was said that in Isaac shall thy seed be called, accounting that the Most High was able to raise him up even from the dead, from whence also he received him in a figure. See, Abraham knew. That's why he didn't hesitate. He already had that wisdom and understanding. Hey, Yahawashi, he can kill, he can make alive, he can wound, he can heal. He create light, he create darkness. The Lord does all these things. He had that knowledge, that understanding. So why would he hesitate? He knows that the Lord can bring him back up. All he got to do is what was told of him in faith. See that? Genesis 21 and 12. In Isaac shall thy seed be called. You see that? So when the Bible's contradicting, where is it contradicting? Because you don't know precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. You have to be taught by learned men, and you can't just hear. You have to do. Right? Meaning what? Study. Right? Let me get that real quick. You got to study. Is it easy? I mean, we all have. I'll put it this way: we all have lives that should revolve around this ministry. All right, you got to learn that balance. Okay. What was I getting to? That's the thing about Reuben nights, man. We be all over the place. This is 2 Timothy 2 and 15. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. See, the only way to get better at this ministry, right? You can't just be reading and reading and reading. You should study too, right? And that's a cut to me, man. Because when I first was getting into the word, man, that's all I did was just read. What about the studying? Well, in my mindset, my reading was studying. If I read it enough, it'll no. No. I mean, yeah, some people learn like that, but no, you got to also study the precepts that you've been taught, right? And then you go back and you read these accounts. Then it all starts to come to more four-dimensional, put it that way. This is Galatians 3, and I'm going to read 16 through 18. It says, now, to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He saith not, and to seeds as of many, but as of one, and to thy seed, which is Mashiach, right? Because there's a righteous seed and an unrighteous seed. The holy plant and the unholy plant, right? The wicked seed and the righteous seed. Okay? Spy versus spy. White spy, black spy. That's folly, but I'm just saying, righteous seed and an unrighteous seed, okay? But not in all seeds. And then on top of that, meaning because not all of Israel is of Israel. Meaning, just because we are of descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that doesn't mean all the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Hispanic, Native, and Seminole Indians, are all going to be slated for salvation. They're not all righteous seed. Look at 2/3 of our people, man. They fucking wicked as hell. They're the ones that wanted Barabbas. These are the same ones that side with Esau. These Edomites. Turn their back on the prophets. Turn their back on Yahawashi. Turn their back on Yahweh. Fuck them. They're the unrighteous seed. Okay? But as of one, and to thy seed, which is Mashiach. And this I say, that the covenant that was confirmed before of the Most High in Mashiach, in Yahawashi, the law, which was 430 years after, cannot disannul, that it should make the promise of none effect. For if the inheritance be of the law, it is no more of promise. But the Most High gave it to Abraham by promise. By promise. Because Abraham had the faith and he was getting ready to do that thing, man, to Isaac. And he was stopped because he was definitely going to do it. He was stopped. His faith, okay? He was rewarded by that faith, man. And through Isaac. You see that? Oh, man. And now, since I brought it up, let's do that. Let's go ahead and get that Matthew 1:1. Matthew 1:1. Oh, look at this. KJV and the NLT. KJV says the genealogy of Yahawashi, Hamashiach. The NLT says the ancestors of Yahawashi, Mashiach. Now let's go ahead and read this since I brought it up. Matthew 1:1, the book of the generation of Yahawashi Mashiach, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham begat, right? Begat, what does begat mean? Let's go into that. Let's go and see what begat means. Geno, of men who fathered children. Oh, but the baby come of the mother. We birthed them. Yeah. You are a vessel to hold them, for them to come from your matrix, but life comes from the nutsack of the man. Okay? Boo-boo. Of men who fathered children, to be born, to be begotten, of women giving birth to children, to engender, cause to arise, excite. In a Jewish sense, of one who brings others over to his way of life, to convert someone. I guess. Of the Most High making Mashiach his son, of the Most High making men his sons through faith in Mashiach's work. Okay? More so, all right, being of the exact point, all right, verse 1, outline of biblical usage for point 1, of men who fathered children, to be born, to be begotten, all right? Again, so Abraham, right, begat, birthed, or not birthed, but brought about the life of Isaac, and Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat Judas and his brethren, the 12 tribes, meaning of the Negroes, Hispanic, Native, and Seminole Indians, right? And Judas begat Phares and Zerah of Tamar, and Phares begat Erzram, and Erzram begat Aram, and Aram begat Aminadab, and Aminadab begat Nasan, and Nasan begat Salmon, and Salmon begat Boaz, of Rechab, and Boaz begat Obed, and of Ruth, and Obed begat Jesse, and Jesse begat David the king, and David the king begat Solomon, of her that had been the wife of Urias, and Solomon begat Rehoboam, and Rehoboam begat Abiah, and Abia begat Asa. Right? You see how the list goes? Begat, begat, begat. You see that? So they say, oh, the Immaculate Conception. What are you talking about? Go into the NLT, the Matthew 1:1 NLT. This is a record of the ancestors of Yahawashi, the Messiah, right? Yahawashi Mashiach, a descendant of David and Abraham. Abraham was the father of Isaac. Isaac was the father of Jacob. Jacob was you see how this goes? Okay? So, through his seed, through Isaac, thy seed shall be called. Who came from that seed line? Yahawashi. So now we have some understanding on regeneration. Now we know that Yahawashi and Isaac are one of the same. Okay? And Lord willing, this was edifying. Giving all praise, all honor, all glories to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Rcha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, all the teachers out there pushing this word in truth, with truth and sincerity. May you be of the elect. Stay prayed up. Repent. Ababa Bal Kwam Nesharella. Shalom.